It is Friday, the second day of July in the year 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you and welcome to the Lall Show right here on Akaitra Radio. My name is Joshua Van Slackman and I'll be a moderator this evening as usual. I'll hand things over to Mr. Lall, who will make his presentation, and after which we'll come back and talk with you. As you know, it's Friday and we like to do things early on a Friday, so I'll hand you over to Mr. Lall, who will make his presentation this evening. Mr. Lall, good evening to you.
Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday, it's weekend. But I haven't gotten an invitation. So what do we do? Josh?
Crash your party.
Yes. I think we can go crash somebody's party. Or you guys can call me after. Somebody who's willing to offer me a vodka. I have the coconut water, don't worry. I always have coconut water. Namaste again. All right, Josh,
Yes.
guys in the studio, make sure you start asking questions. Ask all your leaders questions. This country is not heading in the right direction. All our children and our grandchildren life at stake here. And I want to suggest that to you people that you don't sleep too much. You know, Josh,
Yes.
you got to ease off that sleeping. People are sleeping too much. Too much at stake here for us. You know, and always remember, our Creator gives us two gifts every day. One is choice and the other is chance. The choice is a good life, and the chance is to make it best. You got to decide whether you're going to wake up or whether you want to wake up with coffee, a beautiful cup of coffee in your hand, or you drink smoked tea. It's your choice. It's your chance. Namaste again. This country leaders, I am convinced, brothers and sisters, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that they don't have a clue, a vision, or an understanding of how business operates in this world today.
So true.
They don't know how to run a house with a small family,
True.
much less run a country.
So true.
What I've been seeing for the last couple of years after the discovery of oil, I am more than convinced that this country is heading to the dungeons.
Yes.
It's total failure,
That's right.
and a disaster awaits us all in every sector of the society.
True. True.
Tony, Josh,
Yes.
Guyanese, day by day, we are heading down a very dangerous pathway,
Yes.
which has already begun to put a terrible strain on people's livelihood and their way of life.
Yes. Yes.
It's changing so fast that many of you seeing it, but don't understand where this country is heading as to what you're seeing. Let me tell you, a few people in this country will become filthy, filthy rich, while the masses will become filthy, filthy poor.
True. True.
It has happened.
Yes.
History is at our fingertips
Yes.
and our toenails. Guys, Google what oil companies did in many, many countries.
Yes.
I don't have the name for them for you. You just Google it and see.
Hundreds of countries.
Because our economy is already shrinking,
Yes.
and we will all be forever living with that thing, I don't know the name, from the IMF. That thing what the World Bank does give.
Yes.
Well, we just run and borrow. I just can't remember the name. but we will be borrowing forever from them. I think it's shoes, no?
Shoes? I'm not sure.
I don't know. But the same things what its leaders does run and borrow from the place we call World Bank. I don't think many of you know that the leaders of this country has been borrowing money all the years gone. All the years to run this country. Yes.
Yes.
We still have over 2 billion American dollars loans or debts. Yes, from them same World Bank people them. And it's climbing more and more now.
Yes.
Not by the year, but by the months that passes by.
Yes.
Yes. It's every couple mornings. These financial gurus we have begging for loans here, begging for loans there, begging everywhere to add to we already 2 point something billion debt. And not Glenn Lall said this. The Vice President Jack Day, when he came on this program, he said that.
Yes.
Yes. That and many other things they have been hiding from us. Me and you must know. But they keep borrowing all the time. Borrowing all the time. Just borrow. It's like a man running, borrowing money every month to feed his family, mortgage his house. When he run up the loans and can't pay them and can't pay back the bank, what do you think will happen, brothers and sisters?
Collection.
The bank, exactly, the bank will collect the house,
That's right.
throw you guys out in the streets and take it over. That's what these leaders, all of them have been doing to this country. With all the wealth this country has. Can you believe that?
No.
Joshua?
Not at all. Impossible.
Huh?
Not all the wealth that we have.
Come on, man. Now as I speak, and for the rest of our lives, with these people as leaders, these financial gurus in office, they will borrow so much that this country will become worse than Africa,
Oh my goodness.
because they will be borrowing money for putting roads, infrastructures, yes, for benefit. I ain't hearing you guys, man. Some of you sleeping away. Yes, to benefit the oil operations. Yes. While me and you will be left with that burden of debts to pay back down the road.
Yes.
Let me ask where the money will come from to repay. Maybe Mr. Jagdev Harman and Ramjatan should answer that question. Where are we going to get the money to pay when all the gold, the diamond, bauxite, and the oil vanishes? Guys, brothers and sisters, I always remember this story. When the World Cup cricket was coming to Guyana, President Jagdeo at the time tell all of Guyana, build up your homes, make apartments, build hotels. The whole world will come and see cricket and they will have no place to stay. I never forget this story. So you guys will have to, the man said you guys have to get going quick. Fix it up so big money will come. You hear that, Josh?
Yeah.
Yes, he tell all Guyana big money will come. Plenty people take all them savings, every single cent they had. Some of them been to the bank and took loans. They build hotels. They fix up them homes with nice bottom house and stuff like that. Put in air condition and so on. And you know what? All of them still waiting for the World Cup cricket fans to come and occupy them.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Next World Cup, maybe.
Next one. Bodie's Hotel, built specially for the World Cup cricket.
Yes.
Couple people came for the cricket,
Yes.
didn't rent anybody house,
No.
and left after 3-4 days when the cricket done.
White elephant.
The hotel became a white elephant. It's a good thing. Body get a Turkish man to come and take it over. Take over a burden from his hand. If not, he would have run bankrupt with that investment. I know that story very, very good, man. Many of you guys are still paying the bank loans. You guys took the bill to build up your homes and the apartments. Yes. That's the political vision these leaders see and know. You know, he didn't do the maths properly. The people actually believed him as sitting president and made those investments. Today, all of them suffering because they listen to that financial guru who knows nothing or little about business.
That's true.
Had he known or thought out this event properly, he would have known that it's a dream he's selling those people. It's a failure this guy put them people in. Yeah, man. Because to tell people to go to the bank, take all your savings and build up properties and hotels
Make money.
for 4 or 5 days. Gosh. Would know that this is a monkey business. Yes. Does not have an understanding of how business operates or runs.
True, true.
I had warned my friend Buddy about that investment in the hotel industry because hotel was not a good business to get into, especially in Guyana, where nobody comes.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
you had nothing at the time,
Food from there.
and every Guyanese that come back, they have their own home or they have their brothers or sisters or family to stay at, right? But his president Jagdev at the time pushed that guy into that business. He lose a lot of money on it.
Of course.
Yeah, man.
Of course.
You know, Jagdev also pushed a Guyanese woman
Yes, right next door.
who built the cacique at the back of Bodie's hotel,
Next door.
now named the Princess Hotel. Yeah, next door. I met that woman in the plane on a trip to New York. And after 3 minutes of discussion, I felt so sorry for this woman that I could have felt her pain. I wish I didn't have that conversation with her. My first question to her was what business plan she had in mind for the place and who put her up to that.
Yes.
My gosh. She said, Glenn, President Jagdev went to New York, had a meeting with all of we, and encouraged me to come back and invest. How he will give me the land and how we gonna make money. She said how Jagdev tell them how they're gonna help boost tourism and how she can put in a special banquet hall, a modernized banquet hall in the hotel that will attract American couples to come back here and get married, like how they do it in Cancun, Mexico. You know? Yeah,
Do
man.
we have beaches like
And Hawaii.
Do we have beaches like Cancun and Hawaii?
Yeah, man. Dominican Republic
Do we
style.
have beaches like Dominican Republic?
Well, I've been all those places. I've been to all those places. So I knew. And I began chatting with her. And when the answer she was giving me, I was shaking my head in disbelief that this woman said, she said, Glenn, me and my husband is do pharmacy business in Brooklyn, New York. And how they take loans. They sell out properties in a hurry to finish that hotel in time for the 3-day, 4-day World Cup cricket.
Yes.
Oh my. Oh gosh, the cricket come and the cricket gone.
Yes.
And the hotel gone from one woman. From the woman. She lose everything. I see some Chinese living in it now.
Abandoned.
Mhm.
Some abandoned.
Whenever you go to Princess, just look behind. Them living in it like a tenement yard style. They're hanging clothes in every bedroom, out the window, looking terrible for the guests at Princess Hotel. The poor woman lost all she money, all she life savings due to the financial guru we call Bharat Jagdeo and the PPP leaders without vision. Leaders without an iota of how this world operates. Or them have too much brain and using it in the wrong direction. You know, Tony, Josh,
Yes.
these guys should go to Dr. Duki. Dr. Duki is my friend. And let him do a brain surgery to reset their heads.
And their hearts.
Man, it is sickening what's going on in this land. I have watched them all over the years, and I am convinced, brothers and sisters, that these guys can't run a simple cake shop. It's an impossible task for them to run a country. All Guyana has been noticing a tremendous increase of traffic congestion.
Yes.
And I have never heard any leader so far said a word or addressed the situation to date. Not Mr. Kemraj Ramjatan, who was the Minister of Home Affairs, or Rupson Ben as sitting Home Affairs. Today, citizens are in the lines every day, every night, and still don't know what is taking place in this country. I think many of you believe it's progress, it's developments. Guyana is moving forward. Guyana is going somewhere. Yes. Many of you still believe Guyana going to become a Dubai. Mhm.
Bye.
Yes, we're going to become a Dubai. I met Guyanese overseas, and whenever they visit here, would normally say, Glenn, Guyana has changed, boy. Yes, Guyana is moving forward. I do answer some of them when and if I get the time. But most of the time, I don't want to argue with them. I'll just brush the subject matter aside. I did tell some of them from time to time, what you're seeing is not development. It's just a few people. The business community is moving the country a little forward. While for donkey years, the masses of this land living with scraps, still depending on relatives overseas to sustain and upkeep them. Drive around Guyana, and you will see all them big fancy houses. Who they belong to? They belong to Guyanese who live overseas. You hear me? That send back the little money
Yes.
and build a nice fancy place and left it. It didn't belong to the Guyanese people. Thousands of people doesn't have a house lot. Can't build homes. Three-quarter the country live in renting house. The little development you see from the business sector is coming from our wealth. If only we can get, brothers and sisters, if only we can get our fair share from our wealth, from these foreigners, the masses of this land would have, trust me, been living a better life. And you would have really seen development in this country. But instead, them fetching it away while we leaders begging for loans, paying interest on it to feed Guyana. What a beautiful Guyana this is. What a way to live. Living on borrow money all your life. That is development, Mr. Irfan Ali. That is development, Mr. Joseph Harman and Ramjatan. Guys, what you're seeing here is a digression. It looks like Guyana is going somewhere. But if you think like me, a shrewd businessman, or some of them outside, businessmen and women outside, you will realize that we are all moving backwards rather than forward.
That's right.
And the country is sinking further down into the gutter. It's just a few people getting richer and richer and richer every day.
1%.
Ask the real business people, they will tell you. It's still the scramblings, the scrapings people are living on.
Even worse than that.
All of you using the roadways every day like myself. When I used to take 5 minutes to meet to my office, now it's taking me 30 minutes at least.
Wow.
This program, tonight's topic, has been long overdue. I wanted to talk about this thing so long,
Yes.
but because of so many important issues coming up, I was so happy that the gentleman said Wednesday talk about the traffic.
Yes.
That's how I end up, let me talk about this thing.
Good topic.
Right?
Good topic.
Guys, when workers used to take 30 minutes from Diamond or Grove on the east bank of Demerara,
Yes.
it's now over an hour, sometimes over an hour and a half.
Yes.
And most of them are late on a daily basis. I have employees that come from there that work with us here. Do you know the impact that has on development,
Of course.
progress, and production, guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
Leaders, do you guys understand what I mean?
Nope.
No, they get escort.
Man.
Yes, that's what they got. They don't stop in traffic.
Because none of y'all,
They have siren, you know.
Yeah, they have escort.
none of y'all know. None of y'all know what's happening. You know why? Because I never run a cake shop or a business to understand what lateness
Exactly.
on time means for a business.
That's true.
The money you lose out there, Mr. Jagdeo and Mr. Harmon, when workers can't reach on time,
Yes.
leads to losing billions of dollars
Yes.
in the businesses,
Yep.
in all the business sectors.
Yes.
You know what that means for the economy? You will make less profits. The businesses will make less profits, to which they will pay less taxes. Less taxes means no development. No development leads to no activities and more poverty.
Yes.
It means you will have to run to the bank, the World Bank and the IMF, and collect that thing. What is the thing name?
I know.
I don't know. To run the country. Yes. Yes. That's for the ordinary workers and the business sector. Let's turn to the public sector. Go to the ministries and check the time books. What time employees walks in every day. That is progress. That is what these morons for leaders call production in a country.
Yes.
Brothers and sisters, I am even surprised, not only with the politicians, the leaders of this land, I am surprised at the PSC, the Private Sector Commission. They're silent.
Of course. Of course.
The GCCI, the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry,
Silent.
silent.
Yes.
GMSA, the Guyana Manufacturing Service Association, them all silent.
Yes.
cham, like a cham. The American Guyanese Chamber of Commerce,
Silent.
maybe them is in a coma, not silent.
Just like our leaders.
Not a word from these people. In short, guys, to get to and from work each day, every worker loses 2 hours, at least 2 hours of their life. It means less time with your children
Yes.
and loved ones, less time to do children's school work,
Yes.
less time to do household cleaning,
Yes.
less time to sleep,
Yes.
less time for your children,
Yes.
and so many other things.
Yes.
Your family life, your bedroom story, if you just do anything, all will fall apart
Yes.
without you even know it. It's already happening
Yes, it is.
because I don't find time to play with my grandchildren. I have to leave half an hour in advance. In advance, I gotta leave half hour. That half hour just give me a little time to jump around and let them tell me, Papa, the year got 29 months inside. Mhm. By the time I reach home in the night, they sleep. Mhm. We are like ships in the night these days. A big portion of your life is being destroyed due to traffic congestion. I think President Ali, life is also falling apart with the traffic. And very soon, not even a siren will be able to help him get to work on time. But like I tell you, everybody's sleeping. Let me ask a simple question, man. What does traffic congestion mean for the police force if you have an emergency? Can somebody tell me? No?
Good question.
You get more serious.
How do they reach in time to safeguard or to protect you when you are faced with danger? A domestic violence, an accident, or a robbery. Can somebody answer that?
Nope.
How do they get through the traffic? I see it every hour of the day. I hear sirens every hour of the day. And they can hardly move through because there's no room. There's no room for them to pass. In the case of fire, wow. You tell me how the fire truck reaching to save a business or a home. Last week, a fire took place in Durban Street. 2 houses burned down and left 27 people homeless. They were holding placards. Just 2 days ago, we carried it in the newspaper. Those people begging for food to eat. They begging for food to eat. In this country that has so much resources. You know, I sent one of my staff to interview some persons on the transportation services. This is what he found out. Listen this carefully, Josh. Minibuses at Kitty Campbellville Car Park 2 years back were making 10 to 12 trips per day. Now they're barely making 6 per day.
Wow.
Georgetown to Timeri 2 years back, those guys used to make 6 and 7 trips. Now only 3 and 4 trips they're making, and that has to be on a good day.
Yes.
Before they used to take 1 hour. Now it's 1.5 hour to 1.75 hour on that trip.
Wow.
They said that's due to the eastbound traffic, especially with the influx of these foreign trucks.
Yes.
Yeah, man, these foreign trucks.
Development.
A driver said now he taking home $6,000 a day
Wow.
when he used to take home $12,000 and $15,000.
Development. Development.
This is development. This is money in poor people pocket. Yeah. Linden, 2 trip used to be 1.5 hours. Now 1 trip is 2.5 hours. Parika to Georgetown, the men them used to make 5 and 6 trips at 1.5 hour. Now it's 3 trips at 3 hours each.
Wow.
If the bridge is open.
Yeah, man.
If the bridge is open,
Yeah, man. This is money going in poor people pocket.
Going out.
Before driver used to take home 10 and 15,000 a day. Drivers. Now the people say them take home 5 and 6,000 Guyana dollar a day. Go Guyana. You're feeding your children real nice. Go Jagdev and Ali and Harmon. Y'all doing a fantastic job, Mr. Ramjatan.
And you're silent.
Yeah, man.
Silent.
Guyana is moving forward, eh? This is progress.
Yes.
This is what you call development for the ordinary man. Just think about it. Route 44 East Coast, 7 and 8 trips per day at an hour each. Now the people them doing 5. Route 50 Borbies, 2 trips at 1.5 hour. Now the same trip I take 2.5 hour. Route 63 Quarantine, 2 trips at 2.5 hours. Now 4 hours for 1 trip. Guyana moving forward, man. Can I get some water, please? Thank you. Yes, I got to get some energy here, bro. Look, I have it here. Yeah, man. No, I ain't get there, man. I'm not going there. I'm just telling you what's
The
happening.
useless traffic cops that
Yes.
don't even know the law.
The same thing that happening with the taxi drivers, truck drivers. Before it used to be $6,000 and $10,000. Now, before it used to be 10,000. Now the people carrying home $6,000 a day.
Backwards.
That is going upwards, right?
Backwards.
No, man. If I tell my grandchildren, they're going to tell me, Papa, that is going up.
Moving forward, that's moving forward under the government.
So that's progress.
I love my grandchildren, man. Then he's going to say, Papa, yes, that's going up. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they tend to make sense of these cops.
Yeah, they used to carry home 10, now they carry home 6. Truck driver, these are people who drive in truck and sand truck and stone fetching these things. They said 2 years back, them used to make 5 and 6 truckload sand per day. And used to make at least a 50 grand. Now, 3 load from morning till night, barely making a 20 grand. Barely making a 20 grand. Yeah, man. That is development. Thank you, Zain and Zayden. I'm going to ask you that question tomorrow. As for the small truck, the little van, where you see running around town, the people barely making $3,000 and $5,000 now a day after they clear their expenses.
Slave labor.
That is Guyana moving, right? Yeah, man, we moving.
We're moving up. We're moving up.
Yeah, Guyanese lives getting better. Yeah, we're getting better with all this traffic and all this gold and all this oil. Lots of bet we getting, man. This is the oil boom in the country that the entire world is talking about. Everybody boasting. And men who used to carry home $8,000 a day now carry home $3,000 and $5,000 a day. With all this oil boom, our life will change. Guyanese people, yes. The ordinary man, life will change. Taxi driver, minibus, truck driver, all of them across this country, their life can change. These are the things, guys, that the financial gurus of this land can't see. And you're not hearing a single word from them, man. Not a word. It's progress, this. This is progress, Ramjatan. This is Progress Rupsenben and the financial gurus of this country. Let me ask you, did their earnings or take-home money increase? Anybody salary increase?
No.
Yes.
No.
Mhm.
100,000 a month carry
Mhm.
past the family.
People want to know where their lives and livelihood is heading. That's what they want to know. Guys, no new Demerara Harbour Bridge will solve this crisis. The only solution to this dilemma we find ourselves in is to slow down the oil operation in this country, in which we are getting nothing except more debts on we heads.
Yes.
You gotta slow that down. You gotta slow it down. Right now, we have one project pumping oil. Just one. 2 and 3 is coming. When those begins, I am not talking about the yellowtail yet and the rest they plan to bring yet. I'm just talking about the one that they're pumping now and the 2 and the 3. You don't want to know what will happen on our roadways. Yes, trust me. You will not be able to leave your home to get to work, to go to the market, or to go buy grocery at the store. You will be breathing, sucking and eating gas or crude oil right from your house, because the madness that will be going on the streets, trust me, we will have a lot of road rage like what goes on in the developed countries. It is where the drivers, road rage is where drivers will end up in minor accidents and killing going past on the roads. Because they can't take it. Frustration going to kick in. And this is what happens all over the world. Guyana, let me be very clear. All this traffic congestion is being caused by the oil operations. You hear me, man?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hundreds of trucks traverse the city every single minute of the day, in the mornings and in the nights. From my office window, I can see what's going on. Yesterday afternoon, it took me 47 minutes to get from La Penitence Market to Princess Hotel. Guys, the busiest junction in Guyana right now is by DSL. And guess what? At 6:30, they had one traffic officer manning that 4-section, that 4-lane junction. One of them alone. And when you reach by Houston entrance for the oil trucks, yes, for the oil trucks at Houston by the gas station there, them had 2 policemen standing up, holding up the traffic to allow the oil trucks to cross the road from Gafours into Schlumberger Wharf. Yes, they are given top priority in front the citizens of this country. Yes, the citizens of this country that are going and coming from work, the citizens of this country that are paying their full share of taxes. Yes. You know why I shout that word, full share of taxes? Because
The companies are paying none.
those companies, those trucks pays not a single cent of taxes. Yes. Not 1 cent those truckers pay.
And the person who don't have their
Brothers and sisters, this is development. That is what will make Guyana into Dubai. These guys pay not a single cent in this country and are given top priority. Some of these trucks are being escorted by policemen and women.
Yes.
And you know who paying the policemen and women?
We the taxpayers.
Yes, not the oil companies. Me and you. Our tax dollars are being used to offer those services. I'm going to expound on that on another subject, on another day. Yeah. And when you want a policeman, if you're involved in an accident, you better settle that story, because you will never have a policeman or a woman come on time. None will be available. A matter of fact, the traffic in the city gets so worrying that drivers using every shortcut, every long cut, every cut you could think about, they're driving through different corners like snake to get about or to get going with their business. Man, every corner, they're driving, hustling to go wrong and turn around and twist around. I live in Nandi Park, and I am seeing what these East Bank traffic is doing to the front street of my neighborhood. They have a road in which the oil companies' vehicles use, and the East Bank traffic use that same road as a shortcut to get out from Moko to Eccles. Man, another month from now, hear me good, the residents that live at the back of Eccles, in Windsor Estate too, they will have to come out from there with trucks or tractor and trailer to get to work. You got to go see the road. I don't know if the money y'all get for the oil would be enough to even fix that same road back. Now, let's turn into the destruction caused by these vehicles, these heavy duty vehicles and machineries, what they're doing to the roads all over. You know. The leaders are seeing what is happening, but they don't have a clue how to handle or deal with this course. I think the leaders see these influx of traffic jam as a sign of progress. You know that? I want to believe so. Yeah, man.
They think we turn New York. with all the
Yes,
traffic.
yeah.
It's a waste of time.
Mhm.
They think we turn
This is laughable, man. That's how I believe them seeing this thing, you know.
Yeah, they say we turn like New York.
Yes,
Traffic jam.
this thing. Yeah, traffic jam. We turn like Manhattan.
Yeah, like Manhattan. Yeah.
These fools.
Road problem.
Them think I am moving forward.
No money is.
Man, I'm 100% positive that none of them understand what is happening in this land. None.
100% right.
Guys, ladies and gentlemen, Guyanese brothers and sisters, this is a massive disaster just waiting to explode. It's a ticking time bomb. And only you, the people, can fix this. You can fix this with your voices. Don't wait to go hungry, please. I always say, too late shall be the cry. The destruction of our roads will become so massive that Ali and Harmon will be begging the World Bank for loans to fix them. Guys, which our generation will have to repay. It has happened all over the world. The people oil finish and they left with huge debts, infrastructural debts, infrastructural damages that they're still paying for unto this day. In some cases, over 50 years. You guys just got to Google it. Now you hear the leaders talking about improving our infrastructure, our roadways, and making new highways. Oh boy, this is crazy. You know where that money coming from? Loans. Yes, loans to build infrastructure, to facilitate the oil people, the oil industry, where you're getting nothing from. Guyana going to take loan to build roads for the oil companies to broke up more. And the oil money you're getting is what? Is what?
Nothing.
The oil money gonna fix we fingernail and we toenail. Maybe you guys gotta go do manicure and a pedicure. This is business. That is what you call development, Guyana. Right now, for the last few years, the infrastructural damages done to our roadways already. 5 years of our oil money will not even be able to patch the destruction they did. Like I said, drive through some of the streets. Drive through the dump site road at Bagastong, between Bagastong and Eccles. All the oil money y'all get in 2020 may not be even able to fix that one road alone, much less the Timeri road. Is how much money we get it? 300 and something thousand? Yeah? 357, somewhere around there?
Joking money.
Yeah. Way to do business, eh? Miss Harris? Joshua?
Business.
Wow. I love these leaders, man.
Not gonna pay the interest and the loan.
Guyana, this is what happened. This is what went on in countries like Nigeria, Angola, Iraq, Pakistan, Kurdistan, Ecuador, and Venezuela. They were all crippled by debts. Together owing, right now they owe China. Those countries owe China $50 billion. $50 billion those countries owe China. They're paying back right now. All those nations took money for infrastructural development, like roads, like highways and bridges, plus food, because of course they have to feed the children. Now, to service the loans, their nation, all those nations are starving just to service that loan. All those countries now suffering to make ends meet. Their economy is crumbling day after day, presently, all because of corrupt and selfish leaders. Mr. Ali, Mr. Harman, and Mr. Tratman, plus the financial guru, is taking Guyana the same pathway with loans. Everything is loans. They're hollering about loans. The debts those countries, brothers and sisters, the debt those countries have, they're not even making a cent to develop their own economy today. Guyana already there. Soon the little oil money, the crumbs, will be going to pay interest. Interest only on the loans, not the loans. The loans will be left for our grandchildren to pay. For now, we will only pay the interest. And let me tell you, brothers and sisters, Guyana needs to do something about that. These guys are endangering every single citizen of this country, all in the name of investments. That is not investments, Guyana. Brothers and sisters, that is debt announcements. It's just is just our names have to be included on the list to be buried if they take these loans and build infrastructures for the oil companies.
That's all they're talking about.
Yeah, that's all they're talking about. But they don't understand how business operates. You know the hotels they're building at Ogle? All the service centers, supply centers, and helipads that they're building all over and on. They will own them and operate. They are all owned and operated by foreigners. They will be making the billions of American dollars through your God-given oil.
How oil paying fees?
While our leaders are running to the IMF, the World Bank for money to build highways and put infrastructural works and so on to facilitate foreign businesses.
All these are giving the land to build hotel for free.
Wow.
Or run into China. So
You
China
guys,
can take it away.
you guys shouldn't worry though. Mr. Ali and Mr. Ham and them going to throw a little bit of the foreign loans to help you all sell plantain chip and chicken foot at the roadside.
No, they get another $25,000.
Or another 25,000 COVID money. Yes. You all going to be happy with that. And Harman and Ali going to say, that is progress. That is development. You see all of them. We're moving forward. Everybody's selling black pudding and plantain chip around the place. And Guyana move forward. We already have over $2 billion in loans that we cannot service. And they're keeping it quiet. And every day they're taking more. It's like a man have a big loan on his house that he can't even pay. That he can't pay, and he borrowing more and more on it. What do you think happened, Josh?
You ask the finance minister.
No, the bank gonna take over the loan. The bank gonna take over the house and kick you and the family out.
Yep.
You know that question? Mr. Ali and Harman and Jagdev and Ramjatan and them should answer that question. It's a simple question. You have loans and you can't pay it. And you ask them to take more. You know, where the money coming from? Where the money is going to come from? No, they're indebting this nation. And these are questions all of you, brothers and sisters, need to ask them blunt in the face.
They're fooling the people that tell you get money from us.
You're taking loans to build these things. Where will we get the money to repay? We have loans and we can't pay. We can't even find money to feed our own children in this country. And you go in and take more loans on our backs.
They're fooling the people that tell
Guys, you all need to wake up. I hope you guys listening to me. This is not gibberish. This is reality. I am a businessman and a family man. I understand how business operates. What we're all seeing in this country with our leaders is busy men and busy women running around headless, talking a set of trash to the nation every day. If an Ali said to we in one of the papers today, Canada responsible for 20% of our export. When I glance at the paper, I smile. The article, I had to give 2 people to read it because I thought my eyes weren't seeing good. The article did not identify a single product or commodity we export to Canada. How you like that one?
our gold goes to Canada, Glenn.
Sir, the point I am making is that Ali says 20% of our export goes to Canada.
All our gold goes.
And the article says nothing about any commodity that goes to Canada.
Gold.
And he is proud of that. Gold is one of them.
All our gold is.
Wait, no man, that's not export. What is export? You know? That's the only thing we got. That's the only thing we got being coming in this country. Export is when you really export your product, bro. When you talk about money coming in your country, you talk about what you produce and export that brings foreign currency. Gold and diamond is not export. Gold and diamond is money everywhere. You shut your eye and get money all over the world for that. You don't have to identify a country and say, well, Canada is weird. No. Gold and diamond, every fool wants it. Every country wants it. Wow. Well, when I read the story, I thought he was thinking that Guyana is selling cockabelly to Canada. Anyway, that's development. That's what these guys see as developments. The little money they get there, maybe they're going to patch their little roads. Guys, all of you seeing what the roads look like all over. Glenn Lall don't have to tell you all that. Danger lurks around the corner for all of us and future generations. My Nigerian neighbor sent me a video in which a minister was struck in traffic for over 1 hour. When he reached up and saw what held up the traffic, he jumped out of his vehicle and asked the Chinese who authorized them to break the road. Man, you guys see how he snatched one of the Chinese by his collar and said, who authorized this project? He looked around and called the police officers who were directing the traffic there and said, arrest all of them. Yeah. The Chinese were doing whatever they feel like, whenever they feel like in my country, without any permission or authorization or any fear in them. They believe they own the country and can do whatever, however and whenever they feel like. I was so happy when I saw the actions of that minister. I wish I had some of these people right here. But that is happening right here now.
Yes.
That same action is happening here.
Foreigners are
Right
taking
now.
us.
Wow. You didn't hear me. Yes, it's happening right here. Now, because these morons for leaders is facilitating things like that in this country. You remember the foreigners?
Yes.
It's opposite.
You remember the foreigners that was building the cement plant in West Rhineville?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But remind us.
They were building the cement factory in West Rhineville, and Kaichurins carried the story. And when the council pull up and ask for permission and thing, man,
Lock the gate.
no, the people lock the gate and chase them out and tell them plain, them stop, document that. It's not for us. Those are for Guyanese. Yeah, man.
There were Chinese doing the Chinese workers in our gold mines.
Huh?
The Chinese doing the Guyanese.
Yes, two days ago, they beat up some we local brothers and
The
sisters.
Russians doing the Chinese.
Yeah, in the case of the one at Back Road, they chased out the inspector.
Minister too.
You know, like I said, had a local brother or sister did that to one of them building inspector, man, he would have land before a magistrate or a judge.
Yes.
Yeah, man. That's how oil company behaves. That's how these foreigners behaves. And they did that all over the world. I am so happy that with today's technology, I can use it to inform you people of what's happening in our land.
Wake them up.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Wake them up.
You know, if I don't open my mouth and tell the leaders of this land, that we will not accept. We got to tell them we will not accept lawlessness. We can never accept that. So all you guys have to wake up,
Wake up.
speak up,
Speak up.
and tell them no way, not anymore.
Not here.
Some nights after 10, 12, I going home. I have to stop and wait until the aisle trucks cross the streets. Like I said, they have priority. causing damages to your roadways, paying no taxes, and have the right of way in front Glen Lall and all of us. This is Guyana. Beautiful Guyana. I'm telling you guys, danger lurks ahead. No one will say Glen Lall didn't warn you people. The leaders of this country, Harris, Tony, Josh, all Guyana. Let me ask this man. Do the leaders of this country have a plan how to handle, how to deal with this situation? Huh?
Absolutely not.
I am betting my last dollar. They don't.
Drill, baby, drill. That's a plan.
I believe they are hoping that everything will resolve. Yes, will resolve by itself. Uh-huh. These guys haven't a clue, an iota of what is happening to this country. And it is so sad, very sad. They're busy moving ahead with more projects to get more crumbs rather than slowing down the projects to stop the increase of lawlessness. No. It's only Lisa 1 pumping now, right? Lisa 2 will pump just now and Lisa 3 will pump. Yes. You guys ain't going to see nothing yet. When them 3 start pump, that will become
There ain't no space again, this drive.
that will become the Guyana roadways for them.
There ain't no space to restructure.
Yes. They will own the roadways, they'll own the wharves, they will own the waterways all out there. Guys, you don't have a clue. This is not danger view. No, this is not danger view ahead. It is much more worse than that. And all the leaders are just running helter-skelter like headless ducks going around, quack, quack, quack around the place. This thing is sickening, Joshua.
It is.
All this information as to how to handle the oil industry is on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. Please Google it. I am not talking out of my head. It's there for all the world to see.
Yep.
Mr. Jagdeo going to entrap the nation by bringing that gas to shore.
Donkey.
Exxon garbage and Exxon headache on us. When the whole world moving away to wind power. He telling Exxon for pump, baby, pump.
Drill, baby, drill.
Drill, baby, drill. Pump like he never pumped before. What a leader we have in this land. Before those guys hold off on these projects and slowly set the stage for me and you to benefit real money out of this oil industry. These morons allowing Exxon to go full speed ahead to take out our oil. And guess what, Guyana? Right now, 3/4 of the work on those projects going out there, going overseas, going to Trinidad and all other countries, because we are not prepared. Yes, Trinidad getting by the billions while we here, the Guyanese people who should have been getting those billions, we getting broken up infrastructure and roads.
I get caught in traffic jam.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get to work.
Mm-hmm. And this is what your leaders call development. Yes, Guyana getting rich. People daily earnings in this land right now is going downwards when it should have been moving upwards. You know, I went out there and I talked to a few people. This is how I can speak and tell you people that this country is going down rather than moving up. Just find out where the leaders there. All of them ducking and hiding in holes. The AFC held a press conference yesterday. And I have to ask so many questions. You know, I have asked them so many questions.
Tell
And they spoke absolutely nothing. Nothing on the most important things of this land. It is such a shame. This oil producing country, the richest country per capita now, and not a word you actually hear from Ramjatan mouth.
They answer any some question you answer?
None, never said nothing.
They tell you when they're going to answer?
I am not upset with you, life. A matter of fact, I am beginning to love life because it gives me pleasure, love and joy to fix them, address them on this radio station. Gosh, we have time, Josh, or do we take it off there? I wanted to talk so much more. You know, guys, thank you so much for listening. Have a great night, and may God bless all of you.
Thank you very much,
I'm
Mr. Lall,
tired.
for your presentation. We can take a few calls this evening before we wrap things up. I know it's Friday night, so we'll try to finish off as early as possible. 226-7453 and 226-7454. Those are the numbers you can call us on tonight. 226-7453 and 226-7454. Caller, good evening to you. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Hello, good night, sir.
Good night to you.
Good night, sir.
I'm a frequent listener to your program, and my heart and soul is with you guys. I come from Bobby,
He said?
and I listen from every night.
He's calling from
Reese listens to you every night and his heart is bleeding.
Yeah.
all the
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm a pensioner. I'm a strong supporter for the PP also. And I asked them, well, guys, you know, pension money cannot do the job, right? So I asked the party leader if they set me up for the trade work. And this close for year now. Can't hear not for them. The special we are still waiting for a little raise our NIS also. And we are also waiting for to bring down the old age pension a little so we can enjoy the pension. I don't know if I'm going to reach 65 years because I'm 63 now, sir. So this, and I made to understand recently that these guys building hundreds of houses, I know where, and stuff like that. Thank you, sir. Thank you for listening to me.
You're welcome.
Thank you
I'm
very
so
much, sir.
sorry. I'm so sorry for you, brother.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for three-quarter of Guyana. My heart bleeds.
Feel the pain. Any patient again needs to bleed for your country, man. Your heart bleeds for your country.
These leaders have no love for you people. None whatsoever.
Yes.
None. Not what the things they're doing to us.
I have a question from someone who's
Yes.
on the live. Is there any politician in this country that is willing to stand up with you? Or has any politician called you in respect to lend your support for a better Guyana?
None of them have called me. None of them have even said thank you, Glenn Lall. But all of them listening to the program. And none of them said, Glenn, I'm inviting them to come on the program. These are nice things for us to sit and discuss. You know, let's have this type of discussion. You know what, man, I'm willing to extend it the days. My Monday, Wednesday, Friday programs, we can leave that. And fit in Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So we can have a discussion on the things that we talk about.
Go
It's
ahead.
all about development.
Sure, go ahead, sir. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but Glenn, do they dispute anything that you're saying? If they dispute, why don't they come on with our vice president on the internet radio? He says Glenn Lall talks a lot of nonsense. If Glenn Lall, why don't you come and dispute him and bring your facts and figures and dispute him? Why doesn't he do that?
Bernard, nobody can dispute anything I said there.
Of course they can.
Bernard, let me remind you. I always remember these are these stories you don't forget. ExxonMobil tried to refute an article Kiana wrote in the Kaicho News about 2 years ago, and they sent a whole page ad refuting it. And all we did was respond. We carried the full page ad and say, look at the respond. It was a fitting response. You know, ExxonMobil run like you think they're the fastest horse on earth. Man, they run so much. They run so far that we never even hear them. They come back.
Usain Bolt.
But
Yeah, they run faster than Usain Bolt.
Global Witness and all the environmental organizations have the goods on ExxonMobil and they cannot dispute they cannot dispute those stuff. That is the way they go about doing business all around the world.
Yeah.
But we have all this traffic with Lisa 1 alone one in. They already approved Lisa 2 and Lisa 3. What will it do to our traffic? And then they want to approve Lisa 4, 5, and 6.
Well, they will own the roads,
Guys,
and all of you will have to park your vehicles. And like I said, stay home and eat and drink the crude oil coming through the air.
that we
in your home.
not that we not getting.
Yeah.
That we guys are
No,
not getting.
the air, you're going to eat that.
Gentlemen, can we just hold a conversation for a bit? Caller, good evening to you. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show. Hello? All right, you can carry on with your conversation. It seems like caller was not ready for us.
No, you were talking about the...
Go,
Yes,
go,
go
go
ahead.
ahead, Miss Harris.
I wanted to ask about the bridge. I think it was in 2020, I did some investigations about the traffic and I wrote an extended piece in the Chronicle about the transportation network. And they had already, because they'd conducted a number of studies to look at the feasibility of building this new bridge, they were already able to predict that we were going to struggle with traffic and traffic congestion because people are now more able to afford new cars, new vehicles, and we're buying them at an exponential rate. The only thing we're not doing is building new roads, overpasses, underpasses. We're not extending any kind of highways or anything. Do you think they're planning to actually build this new bridge?
Yes, the new bridge is coming. You will need a bridge because the Demerara Harbor Bridge is on the verge of collapse.
It's already collapsed.
Right? So we have
Yeah.
to take care of the inflow of traffic from the West Coast.
Absolutely.
That's neither here nor there. That should have been built a long time ago.
Exactly.
Let's just 1 second before we continue. Caller, good evening to you. Hello? All right.
That bridge should have built a long time ago, but they have been going with back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and who take money for this and who take money for
Exactly.
that. And this is the kind of thing, it's like,
Tit for tat.
and they are not honest and open in whatever they do.
Exactly.
Throw this thing in the open and say what we're doing here. Look, this is what we're doing. Everything is in a secret.
Caller, good evening to you.
Hello?
Good evening to you. Go ahead with your contribution.
Yes. Good night.
Good
Yeah.
night.
Yes, this is a resident from Big Bible, Michael River.
Go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. We want to tell you, say, if you can come up in the Big Bible area for come take some news, like, because the government really come and assure the ration, like, only for one family for home, and the rest of family in the home, well, they don't get nothing.
All right.
And so far, the Holy Spirit ration for over a month and a half, the Holy Spirit ration.
Thank you.
In the big
I hear
store.
you. Thank you.
Yes.
I heard you. Yeah.
Yes.
If you my dear,
Yes.
you're begging for a hamper.
Yes.
Girl, let me tell you this.
Yes.
If your leaders, these smart leaders you have,
Yes.
if they only use their brain in the right direction,
Get a fair
Yes.
deal, guys.
and we get a fair deal with all this wealth we have, all this oil we have, you didn't have to take a telephone call to call us here to beg for me to go there to see unfair hamper distribution. And how you begging for hamper? You should have never been calling here. A whole 50 truckload of hamper should have already been there.
Yes.
And the money, wait, let me tell you, the money you would have already collected, you would have built over a brand new house. Have a good night.
ExxonMobil.
But you see, the people doesn't understand that.
ExxonMobil give me 50,000 USA.
Lord Exxon, I'm saying that if people really understand that had we gotten a good deal, they would have been receiving $1 million in their home every month
Yep.
per citizen.
There will be no need for hampers for giveaways.
Exactly. You don't need to beg for hampers.
Exactly.
You just don't need to beg for hampers. But because of the situation the leaders put us in, if this doesn't change, which I'm not, wouldn't say if, just had we gotten a good deal, that would happen. But a good life will come for them. I know a good life is going to come for them.
Not too late, we have to fight for it.
A good life, Bernard, has to come to the people of this country.
We
Glenn
deserve-
Lall is
we
saying that.
deserve it. It's ours. We're born here, it's our guys.
Every month they will have $1 million in their
It's our
home.
birthright.
That's right.
We have a very interesting question here, and
Go ahead.
just allow me to read it quickly. Good night, all. My question: the PPPC has failed us a second time. Do you think if the opposition go for a vote of no confidence, they might be ministers who are fed up already but can't say anything to the big ones?
No, never happened.
I really don't know.
The TSC will never replace the TSC. is
I really
worse.
don't know.
It's not
I really
gonna
don't know. The PNC,
worse.
the APNU, the AFC, and the PPP in my books are all the same
Very well.
set of crabs.
Same mango tree.
Yeah.
Same mango tree, man.
Go ahead with your
Nobody has
question, sir.
vision.
Yeah, is it our leaders don't have any clue? Alright, sorry. Is it that our leaders don't have any clue that is happening in Guyana? Or is that they don't care about the Guyanese people?
It's not that they don't have a clue. They understand, they're smart people. But they find themselves in such a bind, that they're actually sitting on their tongue. You know when I don't know how to put it.
The hand that feeds you, you can't.
No. When you get caught up with evil, you got to live with evil. That's basically how I can put it. Okay, I got to careful with what I say. Okay, next thing you know, I bring 25 lawsuits on me again.
At least the good thing is
They're caught up, man.
The good thing
Caught
is
up.
supporters are beginning to realize what's going on. They support their own supporters, see what they're doing, so their own supporters are beginning to realize.
Let me put it this way: they're compromised.
Aye. Good word.
That's the word.
Nice word.
It's not that they don't care. I think right now I've been talking to two people, and they regret. Some of them already regret. I'm happy that it's coming from them, because I'm saying, you settle for these things, man. We are settling for these things, man. These things are so glaring. Just Google anything about oil; it tells you every country,
Yep,
right?
precisely.
That's the amazing thing. They think they're going to get away with this in the 21st century. That's what's so mind-boggling.
Yes.
You cannot get away with anything these days.
Exactly.
Everything is on the internet. You cannot get away with it.
Exactly.
The African leaders got away with it in the 70s and 80s because there was no internet.
Yes.
Nobody knows nothing, and nobody knows how the oil companies operate.
Perfect.
The environmental groups, the global witness, they expose how these oil companies operate around the world, and they cannot get, even the oil companies know they can't get away with it. Only these guys, these leaders think they're gonna do this thing to the people and get away with it. It's not gonna
They
happen.
will not. It's not gonna
It's
happen.
not gonna happen. We can't allow them.
It's not gonna happen. Trust me, it's
It's
not gonna happen.
our birthright. We cannot allow this to happen.
The people of this country, you get called?
Calling good evening to you. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good night, huh?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I am. I am very concerned about this. These happenings may know that I am getting information on many things that I didn't know before. I am see this scenario like the Budans. There was Budans visit your house. They look for friends. You look for eat out the house.
Yes.
And the only thing you could do
Yes.
with that respect is to get rid of the Budans. I am saying if both parties that lead this country for nearly 50 years don't have answers, then they don't have visions. And let's say that somebody knows something. What will it take to apologize to the nation and say, look, we made some mistakes. And now we think those mistakes are putting us in a dire straits. And we would like to amend, and we need the brains of this country and the diaspora. Come together, give us some ideas, and let's work together to make a better Guyana. I think things will happen. But if they don't have this ability to apologize and then move forward, we will never get any place. So the time has come now where every guy needs to get conscious I had
friend.
a policy board.
My friend, please hold the line.
Hold it.
Mhm.
This is not about apologizing, my friend. This is not about accepting a mistake, my friend. This thing is about our livelihood, our resources that belongs to me and you.
We the Guyanese people.
The contracts that they sign with these people is very clear that it has room to renegotiate for the betterment of the people of this country, for you and me. So this has nothing to do with about apologizing with mistakes. Why aren't you talking about renegotiating the contracts? That's all I want, man. That's all of us want. We don't need Glenn Lall don't need nobody from the diaspora for come tell me what has to be done.
Exactly.
This thing is extremely simple, brother. Are you with me?
I'm listening you.
Good. So I want you to understand that clearly. Nobody has to come tell me what to do.
We the people have to demand.
If we get a wrong deal and the contract has terms and conditions to renegotiate, why aren't our leaders not saying anything? Every day in the Kaicho News, I am carrying a photograph every day on the front page for the last couple months since I began since I initiated the protests for a renegotiation of the contract. Wait, the leaders not seeing that? That's the first paper everyone them read every single day. How much more we have to do, man? Take our bed by their doorstep? Well, if it comes to that, I am willing to lead that. Let's go sleep in front of their homes.
Glenn, the contract is
Would you join me?
I've already joined you.
Huh?
I've already joined.
Thank you. Well, let me continue. Let us continue feeding this information,
Send the pictures.
right, into the general country,
Send a picture.
and then we'll make a decision, because I am not stopping. As a matter of fact, I ain't even start yet.
All right. I follow you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have to get a change, and take your photograph and send it to man.
Yes.
Go tomorrow.
Demand a change. You have my number. My number is on the newspaper. 624-6456. WhatsApp it.
My phone, man.
Send a picture.
Thank you.
624-6456.
Send a
Glenn,
picture with the sign.
all we need them to do is abide by Guyana's laws. The Guyana's laws state no single oil contract cannot have more than 60 blocks. They have 600 blocks. Abide by Guyana's laws. Pay taxes. No Guyanese cannot not pay taxes. Pay taxes. Give Guyanese a fair share. That's all we demand. We're not asking anymore. We are demanding it.
Yes, you don't have to ask for something,
It's our
man.
birthright. We deserve it. We
This
have-
is our wealth.
Indeed.
And none of them saying anything. Sham, they saying, the Patterson say, well, if you all think it bad, renegotiate them. That's the kind of language your leaders coming out from your leaders' mouth. Well, if I think he bad. You know?
It's
Read
not
through
bad.
the line what going on with all of them.
It's not bad. It's terrible.
You got leaders, you got three-quarters of this population starving, going to bed hungry,
Begging for
Huh?
hampers.
begging for hampers. The woman Cartel from my Coney, begging for hampers,
Glenn, but Guyana...
begging for little oil and little rice to eat.
Oh, Glenn,
And you telling me we got all this wealth, man?
Glenn, I got a beautiful question for you.
Yeah.
All these trucks causing these traffic jams with the moving oil companies and stuff.
Mhm.
How many of those trucks belong to Guyanese and how much of the money going to Guyanese?
Oh, see, good question.
That's a beautiful question.
Yes.
All the foreigners here, they're the ones who bring in the trucks duty free,
Yes.
right? Who get the contracts from the oil companies,
Yes.
who making all the big money,
Yes.
paying no taxes,
Yes.
blocking up our roads, holding up our traffic,
Yes.
and we're getting nothing.
And where's our vice president in local content? That's my question.
Our vice president, the man who head the gas show project, the man who run the oil business. Oh, boy, me don't know where he there. Me don't even hear from him.
Globe span.
Can you give us a figure of how many Guyanese own the trucks that are breaking up our road that are doing it for the
Well,
local content college?
You don't even know if the man there in Guyana or if he there outside.
But you see him Globe Swan steady.
No, he stopped up on Globespan now. Globespan plan to ask him the same questions.
The 27 question?
I sent him 13 more. You know? And then they stop going now. They're not going nowhere.
You're not critic. No, you're not critic. You're not critic.
Yes, you're going to sit down with critic. Critic is my friend. Critic only know to sit down and say,
But the only thing
wait,
you ask no critical question.
please. Critic only know to sit down and says, yes, Vice President.
Why are you wearing that shirt?
What are you? Yes, and yes, sir, and yes, sir. Joshua,
Yes.
it's getting late. It's Friday.
Yes, it is.
I just want to tell all you beautiful people, all you wonderful people, just have a great weekend until we reach again God's Prayer Life on Monday. I'll be giving you another lovely presentation.
Expose.
God bless you all. Thanks.